Hello, everyone, and welcome back to MPItv, sponsored by Socio. I'm Sarah Solomon, and we are on the show floor at IMEX America, and there is nothing like the sounds of a trade show floor being built. You can probably hear behind me, there's a lot of drilling still going on, and we are just hours away from the show floor opening. There was someone behind us here cleaning the windows still, and we are in full prep mode, and it is so exciting to be here again after a very long 2 years. So, we've got a great show lined up for you this morning and again this afternoon. But to kick us off this morning is my good friend, Donald Contursi, president of Lip Smacking Foodie Tours. You, I'm sure, have heard of Donald by now. You have been creating some pretty amazing experiences for our industry through your Lip Smacking Foodie Tours. So you actually hit the ground running here at IMEX America last night. And you were conducting some tours around town. So talk to us a little bit about, just that feeling of being able to welcome group business back to your home, Las Vegas.
Thank you, Sarah. Thank you for having me. Yeah, it's been incredible. We've been excited for IMEX. I think everybody's very excited. Las Vegas is excited, and we did kick off last night. We had 3 different lip smacking tours going for attendees to network, meet each other before the show opens, and it's our 3rd year doing that with IMEX. So it's been a phenomenal partnership. Maybe one day we'll do it at IMEX Frankfurt. You never know.
That would be incredible.
Yeah, but it's been amazing. Group business is back for Las Vegas. We've been hosting a lot of groups lately over the past few months. The booking windows are short, but they're definitely coming, and they're coming hungry, and we're taking great care of them. We've got some new experiences throughout Las Vegas, as well as some new cities as well. So we're excited to talk about that on the show floor, our new offerings, and the cities that we're able to host our lip smacking tours.
So let's talk a little bit about those new experiences. Let's start with Las Vegas. I know there have been some additions added into your tours, so walk us through that.
Sure. There's some additions to Las Vegas. We have 2 new resorts, Virgin Hotels, and then the newest Virgin Resort. Resorts World, pardon me.
Yeah.
We have a lot of different tours. We also have one at Circa as well. So it's hard to keep track, but we have a lot of repeat guests, and it allows us to host larger groups because we could break them out into our different lip smacking tours around town. So we have one within Resorts World, brand new resort. We have one within Virgin Hotels, which is also a brand new resort, new restaurant collection. We're going to Circa, which is a new resort downtown. And then, of course, our staples like Aria Resort and Casino, where we go between Aria and Park MGM. We also have another offering over at the Venetian, takes you from Venetian, and right next door we go to Wynn Las Vegas. And then, of course, our 2 different downtown lip smacking tours, the one in the revitalized part of downtown called Fremont East, as well as a really up-and-coming area, Arts District, believe it or not. So we've got some great options, no shortage of restaurants, and that's why we'll take you to 4 of the top ones all in one night with the VIP treatment.
Awesome. Yeah, there's a lot to see in Las Vegas, and this is certainly a great way to do it. And let's talk a little bit more about group business, right? You mentioned that Las Vegas is open for business. You have seen it firsthand. So what is that like? I mean, being able to welcome groups back, what is the energy like throughout your tours?
I'm glad you asked, because our guests have always been happy, food, drinks, what's not to like. But you can see people are so engaged these days. They're just so excited to be out. They're laughing. They're having such a great time. When you take that connection away, and then for as long as we have, I'm just so excited for the show. Everyone's been engaged. Site night. It's so reinvigorating, really, and we're so proud to be a part. And we're just the thing that brings people together. Food, right, and drinks.
Right. But food.
Yeah.
But food, yeah.
And
I'm definitely that person.
Well,
and it's that sense of community, right? So, and that's what you're saying. We've been craving that for 2 years now as an industry. We are a face-to-face business at the end of the day. So that's really what Lip Smacking Foodie Tours offers is that face-to-face connection, and you do that through food, which is incredible. Let's talk more about, you mentioned to me that there is also an expansion of your group size that you are now offering. So what does that look like?
So we've we've started working with so many new restaurant partners, and our capacities have gone up. We did a group about 1 week ago for 150. Just to see it take place is really unbelievable because it's so seamless. And so now we're able to do groups of up to 500 people if we break them out onto 3 separate lip smacking tours. So dinner, 3-hour experience. One of the groups goes downtown, one goes to Aria, one goes to Resorts World or to Venetian. So many different options. And these restaurants are able to accommodate our larger group sizes because we've just been doing it as long as we have, and we kind of have really figured out how to take the food tour business to the next level for large groups.
Are there any particular food trends that you are seeing in Las Vegas?
Definitely, yes. So it's been coming for a while, where a lot of these chefs who used to work on the Strip have, whether they've saved up or they've met some investors, they've gone out and they have opened up their own restaurants off Strip. So I mentioned the Arts District. Another part of town, believe it or not, we have Chinatown, and it's not all Asian cuisine, very multicultural. So these chefs are taking their relationships with the purveyors and getting the finest ingredients, and then they're serving it in a little bit more of an approachable, neighborhood restaurant, great price point, phenomenal hospitality. And so you may want to look at the Arts District, Chinatown, and there's also another part in Las Vegas called Summerlin, and there's all these really great, amazing restaurants going out, and it's like a Strip experience off the Strip.
Very cool. And you've also expanded into other cities. We were chatting about how you just did a tour in Denver for the first time. So where else are you expanding into?
So it's exciting. This Denver, we did less than a week ago. It was, I believe, our 7th city outside of Las Vegas. The planners are getting word that we're able to curate these out in other cities, and when they find us the right group, we're happy to do that. And once we curate that lip smacking tour in that city, we're able to offer it for future groups. And so we have Santa Monica, Seattle, quite a few other places, San Jose, Chicago. And the reason why it's so popular amongst these groups, I've mentioned to you in the past, is, of course, the food's great, but the fact that each time they go to the next restaurant and they have a seat again, they end up sitting with different people in their group, and they love that networking component without interruption from the server to find out what you'd like to order. It's all curated for you. You just enjoy each other. We already picked out the best dishes for you. And so it's really that networking, especially these days where people want to mix and mingle and talk and reconnect.
Love it. Congratulations on all of your success and expansion. Lastly, we are here at IMEX America at the Mandalay Bay for the first time. What are you most looking forward to?
Seeing so many people and seeing how excited they are, that's, and seeing Karina, and it's been a long time coming. To me, this is my favorite time of year.
Yeah.
I've always said that, and each year that goes by, it just becomes more of my one of our tour guides called it our Black Friday.
Our Black Friday, I love that. That is so accurate. It's so true, and the numbers are great. There are unofficial numbers, but close to 10,000 people that are registered for IMEX America, which is not far off from the normal numbers pre-pandemic, which is pretty neat, right? Mm-hmm. So it just shows you how hungry our industry, you like how I did that? I'm such a loser. I totally did that, not on purpose.
I know.
But I love that it's bringing our industry back together. We are hungry to be together, and that's exactly what you're doing through Lip Smacking Foodie Tours. So thank you again, Donald. Congratulations on all of your success, and I look forward to joining you on a tour soon.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. All right, so as you know, it's all about designing an experience when it comes to events. And we were talking to Donald about his Lip Smacking Foodie Tours, but of course, while we're here at IMEX, there's a hosted buyer experience, which is what IMEX America is all about. But in addition to that, it's about finding new ways to create an experience around hosted buyer. So joining me now is Marcel Coleman, manager of exchange programs for MPI, and he actually oversees the hosted buyer program that MPI puts together. So you did such a fantastic job, Marcel, at WEC in Las Vegas just a few short months ago. My gosh, it feels like ages ago, but it was just a few short months ago. You actually partnered with Donald and created an experience around expanding the meetings and the networking experience past just being in a convention center. Walk us through that and kind of your vision around hosted buyer and what that looks like going into the future.
Yeah, Sarah, thank you for having me. So When we set out to add some other special elements to the Hosted Buyer program, we know the meetings, right? The meetings are the core of what we do for Hosted Buyers, pairing those partners and those buyers together to talk about how they can take their meetings and experiences to the next level. And we felt like it was important that we do that too. MPI is one of the leaders in the industry. We set a lot of the trends, we set a lot of the tones. So when we set out to redesign it, we thought it was important to take it out of the traditional convention center, take it out of the traditional meeting space, and let people see the city in a new way. So we partnered with Don with Lip Smacking Foodie Tour, and when I tell you, from the information that we got, that was the highlight of our program. People talked about it because it was unexpected. And I think now, as we're coming through the pandemic, it shifted a lot for us. We now need to focus on trust. We need to focus on those relationships. We need to focus on the things that set up the business sale, not necessarily go right to the sale, right? So we wanted to really incorporate moments where people could just let their hair down and network in a different way. We've all been to networking, events, and they can get a little overwhelming. You walk into a room and there's a lot of people there. So we wanted to create a different type of networking experience, whereas they're sitting at the table just eating and drinking, which is what we do all day in our lives, they got to actually network. They got to build relationships. They got to start to develop that trust that is important to sales. I think sometimes we focus just on you sign the contract, but there's all the process that leads up to the contract. And so we're really excited to continue pushing that. We're doing something here at IMEX with our group. We have about 50 buyers with the MPI group. This evening, we're taking them out on experience with Singapore Tourism Board. We're going to take them over, have drinks, have some food, really engage and network in a new way. And I think that's really where we're looking to take the programs moving forward.
I love that. So looking ahead to WEC 2022 in San Francisco, what do you have up your sleeve? Because I feel like you are the creative king when it comes to, again, designing these experiences. And you're spot on. It really is about building trust and finding ways to help cultivate those authentic relationships outside of just sitting down, having a 10-minute meeting and moving on, right? So what do you have up your sleeve for San Francisco?
Yeah, it's interesting because creativity right now is our best asset. I think it's our biggest asset to the industry, to ourselves, to what we do. And so we're still developing the program for WEC, but I will tell you it'll be a full combination of experiences and meetings and new things. We're looking at some innovative positioning pieces with our partner that we have with Brain Dates E180. We're kind of just exploring. I think we're at the phase where coming out of IMEX, this is my first time here, so I get to experience all that is IMEX. Coming out of IMEX, I want to look at what we could be doing that's different, because I think a lot of people are looking for that new special thing. And so I just feel, excuse me, I feel excited that I can, run this program and be at the helm of really bringing a new perspective to the industry.
You mentioned it's your first time at IMEX, and what a great place for you to observe and learn and take away ideas. So outside of doing that, what else are you looking forward to this week?
I'm looking forward to just meeting people. I've been working at home for the last 2 years. I'm looking forward to, interaction and hugging people and talking to people and really starting to build those relationships. Again, this is my first time at IMEX, so the IMEX landscape is different for me. So I see it as an opportunity to get some information, to meet some people, to learn and grow, because that's how we move forward out of the pandemic.
Yeah. And lastly, you have been with MPI for how long now?
2 years. I just celebrated my 2-year anniversary on Friday.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you.
What are the odds of that? That's wonderful. Well, you have been such an asset to the team, of course, as we've been sharing. So what has been your favorite part or your greatest lesson learned through your time at MPI so far?
Oh, that's a great question.
Watch what you say.
I would probably say my greatest lesson that I've learned is take the rules and throw them out the window. We work in live events. At any point, something can change, something can go wrong. And I think being able to be flexible and understand that, yes, you have a procedure, you have a process, but sometimes that process needs to change. Sometimes that procedure needs to change. Sometimes you need to really reinvent what you've been doing year over year to keep it fresh and new. So that's really, for me, the biggest highlight. I get to bring my creativity to it. I get to really explore. And I have a team. MPI is so great. They allow me to play. They give me the room to play. And they'll reel me in if they need to.
We need to reel them in, yeah.
Right, but they encourage it, and I think that's really what's important now.
That's fantastic. Well, congratulations.
Thank
we are
you.
so happy that you're on the MPI team. And I'm so excited that you get to experience IMEX America for the first time.
I'm looking forward to it.
We're about, an hour and a half or so from the show floor opening, which is very exciting. You're going to see a flood of people just coming in. It's really neat to see. So make sure you're close to the door when that happens.
I will. You said 10,000 estimated people? That's going to be great.
Yeah, exactly. So good time to be expected this week for sure, and I'm sure you'll walk away with some great takeaways to bring back into your hosted buyer program.
Absolutely. Looking forward to it. Thank you so much.
Marcel. Thank you. Keep up the great work.
Thank you.
All right, so you've heard that there's a lot of exciting things happening within MPI, and part of that is our MPI Communities and My MPI, and MPI has so many different offerings to its members. So joining me now is Corey Alford, Manager of Communities and Membership Marketing. Hi, Corey.
Hi.
You look beautiful.
Thank you. Sorry, I'm really short.
You and me both, girlfriend, so it's fine. We both had the red lipstick memo, too.
Totally.
Go us.
Yes,
I love it.
Yes.
So, Corey, we want to talk to you about MPI's community engagement. I know it's been a crazy 2 years, right? So what has MPI really been working on as far as new offerings within our communities?
Oh man, what haven't we been working on, I guess is the question. Well, I guess I should fully admit that I'm not even a full year into MPI. I started in February. They hired me on to help give communities the moment that they haven't been able to have. They've been established, but I think they've been really flying under the radar. Not I think, I know they have. And they are such a special and an important part of the community, of the association, because outside of chapters, they're an opportunity for our members and even non-members to connect on a much more personal level, whether it's personal interest, whether it's, a specific vertical or industry. And so it's a way for them, especially now with COVID, to problem solve, to have people to go to that understand the challenges that they're facing, to have mentors that have been, in their shoes before, and really be able to connect outside of just the cities that they're in. And so we have, I've kind of been like a tornado. I came in, I observed, and our membership team has been so wonderful at really partnering with me on making the member experience on our digital forums more user-friendly, cleaner. We kind of had a joke where our digital forums, community forums, we rebranded it, which was a huge success because before, admittedly, the website was very antiquated. In fact, the launch email said, 1990 called and wanted their interface back. So we've been trying to have a lot of fun with it because it is fun, but, the user experience is much smoother. We asked our community chairs, hey, give us your top 5 headaches. How can we improve these? Because they're in it every day. They know why people aren't talking to each other. They know why people don't know about the communities. So, really just and infusing them in marketing too. We haven't really done a great job of, putting their names out there and letting our members know, hey, if you are interested in being in a women's community of event and meeting professionals, we have these people here for you. Mm-hmm. And so there's so much more. It's hard to drill it down, but we've really done a lot this year.
Yeah, it's really, I feel like MPI has taken a more humanistic approach to marketing, if that makes sense. Like you're seeing more of our members front-facing, front and center. You're using them as your key stakeholders, your messaging, right, to promote the community, which is fantastic. So what's next for 2022? You mentioned there's a lot of great stuff that has been happening over the past 2 years. So looking forward, what else can our members and non-members expect?
Growth, lots of growth. I know that we've done a lot this year to really clean things up and change things. But, again, it's all because we want a better user experience. And we really want to give our members and non-members what they're looking for. This value that they're needing, especially out of a pandemic where connection is so vital. For next year, we are going to be branding communities, which I'm very excited about. We really want it to be recognizable because it really is such a a key aspect of joining an association as large as MPI, because you feel like outside of your chapter, you have another place that you can go, that you can call home and connect with people. We'll definitely be partnering with our exchange team. We had a very successful event in the beginning of October where we basically took our community forums and made it virtual, and it was just fantastic. I wish Marcel got to talk about it a little bit, but we really got a great sense of how much people really wanted and needed to connect in that way, and so we'll be seeing a lot more collaboration with other business units within the association. We'll continue really shining a spotlight, with membership, making sure that there's a whole marketing plan that I'm actually working on right now that's dedicated to letting people know that communities are here. So there's going to be a lot of really great stuff.
Awesome. And then I know you've been doing a lot of work within my MPI as well. So do you want to shed light on some of what's been happening there?
Yeah. So it's actually not called my MPI anymore. I come from a branding background. It's a little untraditional for our association, but my MPI, to me personally, and I know to a lot of our members and non-members, it was really hard to decipher what it was. And so, I definitely come from a space where you can learn that things can be very easily over-branded. And so we needed to just simplify it. So we rebranded it. We changed the name. It's just Community Forums, MPI Community Forums. So now people, when they see that, they will know. It's got its own look and feel. The interface changed to a cleaner, sleeker, more current looking platform. It's much, in my opinion, it's much more easy to use. We've started customizing some automation techniques. So now when somebody joins, they have a very personal email that is automatically, given to them from our community chairs. What else? There's just so many things.
Much, yeah.
Yeah. But again, just going back to that user experience, more touch points. Yeah.
I love that. So, of course, our membership suffered significantly through the pandemic. And now as we look to get back to our in-person events, as people look to get back to becoming members of MPI again, why is this the right time to do so? I mean, obviously everything that you've shared, there's so many great things happening within the association, but, in your opinion, just as an event professional in general, why is this the right time to join?
I don't think that there's ever a wrong time to join. I do think that right now it is so essential for people because this world has changed drastically and the way that we communicate changed drastically. I think that people went through a time of panic and what am I going to do? What about, these small businesses that we have? Even the large businesses, it was like we have to completely reevaluate how we've been doing things because people are scared. And I think that regardless of whether or not you were somebody that lost a job or were able to keep your job through all of this, the way in which people connect is so essential, and you cannot do it by yourself. You just can't. And so I think that membership right now is very, very important, especially in this industry, because we have so many avenues that we can help people, whether it's our career center, whether it's through our communities, our chapters. And one thing that I love the most about our association is everyone is so willing to help. They are so intelligent. They are so connected. And if even they don't know the answer, they will help you find it. And so it's kind of like you're really doing yourself a disservice to not be a part of MPI.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. And I mean, as a member myself and a chapter leader and all of the things, it really is the hashtag MPI family, right? Like that is a real thing. So thank you, Corey, so much for everything that you're doing to make our experience as a member even greater, and in such short time. My goodness, you've been busy. They're keeping you busy.
Yeah, they definitely are, but I love it. You give me a task and I'm going to get it done. So.
I love it. I love that. Well, thanks so much for your time. I really appreciate it, and enjoy IMEX America.
Thank you.
Yeah,
yes.
Absolutely. So that does it for us, you guys, on our morning show. But as you know, we'll be right back here at 1:30 p.m. Pacific. And I'm really excited about our afternoon show because kicking us off will be CEO of IMEX Group, Karina Bauer herself. So she she is going to share all of the things related to IMEX America, all of the excitement that she's been feeling, and the challenges that she's undergone over the past 2 years, not being able to produce this show in person. So make sure you tune in with us later this afternoon, and that does it for us on the morning edition of MPI TV, sponsored by Socio.
Socio, now a part of WebEx, is an end-to-end event management platform for virtual, in-person, and hybrid events. With customers in over 70 countries, including Google, Women in Product, and Stanford University, Socio can power events of all sizes and types, from company sales kickoffs to international conferences. Create your unique event experience with our intuitive drag-and-drop platform